Hi, and welcome to Northwest Brew Talk. I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Michelle Rizzo.
This is episode number 35. Each week we promote the Washington brewing industry by talking to those people involved in drinking Washington beer. With almost 300 breweries, we try to highlight as many as possible every episode. If you're new to the show, we suggest you check out our back catalog with some great interviews and lots of Washington beer. On today's show, we have an interview with In the Shadow Brewing, our brew news and views, and local music from Cathedral Pearls.
If you have any comments or questions, send us an email to nwbrewtalk@gmail.com. We are on Twitter @nwbrewtalk and on Facebook facebook.com/nwbrewtalk. If you like the show and want to support us, why not become a patron? With a donation, we offer everything from a guest hosting the show to a copy of our upcoming book, Washington Beer. Head over to nwbrewtalk.podbean.com for more details. To start the show, let's open a beer.
Okay. One of our new ones. Again, we've got a lot of new ones. This is Pale Ale from Lantern Brewing.
Lantern Brewing opened in the Finney Greenwood neighborhood in Seattle in 2010. They are open Thursday through Saturday and are all ages. Very important for us.
Okay. It's Pale Ale from Lantern Brewing. It has an untapped rating of 3.39, 5.5% ABV, and 56 IBUs. Golden color there.
Yeah, not much of a head on this one.
No. It says, it's a welcome departure from overhopped ales, so common in our region. This is a copper-hued and easy-drinking pale ale brewed with just the right dose of earthy and herbal hops to balance out the malt and esters. It's available in kegs and 22-ounce bottles, such as we have. Yeah, that is, got some malt in that. And, yeah, not a bad. Another different one that we've tried.
What was the ABV there?
ABV is 5.5%. So a little higher than some beers, but it's not too bad. 56 IBUs right in the middle there. Not a bad flavor. And did you have something else? Oh, okay. And now our brew news and views.
This weekend is the 34th Annual Great American Beer Festival in Denver. This is the granddaddy craft beer event in the U.S. and is planning on being the biggest of all time. They expect 60,000 people over the 3 days to sample beer from 750 breweries from across the world. Washington is represented by quite a few breweries, as should be expected. The big news will be results of the competitions to see if any Washington breweries bring home medals. Of course they're going to. Do you like food trucks and beer? Mobile Food Rodeo is hosting the first annual Trucktoberfest on October 3rd through 4th at Merrimore Park. Over 30 food trucks and over 75 beers on tap. Representing Washington will be American Brewing, Island Hoppin' Brewery, Dick's Brewing, Dee's Wicked Cider, Elysian Brewing Company, Black Raven Brewing, and Silver City Brewing. There will also be breweries from Oregon and several imports.
Okay, Sunday, October 4, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. is Piketoberfest, to be held at Pike Brewing in Seattle. Tickets include 10 drink tickets, authentic Piketoberfest beer mug, all food, music, and discounted parking. There will be local meats, sauerkrauts, cheeses, and more, paired with craft beer, wines, and spirits. This annual event benefits the Pike Place Market Foundation and is a 21 and over event. The 2015 Fresh Hop Beer Week will be September 30th through October 4th in Yakima. One of the events will be the 2015 Fresh Hop Ale Festival, which will be held on October 3rd. Named as one of the 10 best beer festivals in the nation, the 13th annual event is all about the hops. It's about that hops. And beer that is produced with hops that were picked no more than 24 hours before brewing. They plan on having 40 breweries participate. There'll be food, wine, cider, spirits, music, and proceeds from this festival go to support the multiple Yakima Valley art organizations. Visit FreshHopAleFestival.com for more details.
The most interesting development occurred last week after we were set to go live. Anheuser-Busch InBev SA reached out to SAB Miller's biggest shareholder, Altria Group Inc., and let them know they were going to try and take over SAB Miller. That's right, the biggest plans on getting bigger. And you can pretty much blame craft beer for that. AB InBev must make an offer by October 14th for SAB Miller. Analysts have said that AB InBev will have to pay at least $62 per SAB Miller share and maybe more, implying an overall price of up to $130 billion, including SAB Miller's debt. AB InBev is trying to move into new markets because of weak sales in the U.S. and Europe. This mega giant will then control a huge segment of beer distribution and sales in the U.S.
Yep, that will definitely be interesting. And in a related story, in December 2014, She Beverage Company of California applied to register the Queen of Beer as a trademark. In just this past August, Anheuser-Busch filed a notice of opposition saying that it was too similar to their saying, the King of Beers. Lupe Rose, owner of She Beverage, said that she noticed that there weren't a lot of beers targeted to women, and she uses the Queen of Beer in her marketing. Wouldn't be the first time that Anheuser-Busch objected to similar slogans and won, so don't expect this one to be any different. Lastly this week, the Inland Northwest Craft Beer Festival will be held October 2nd and 3rd in Spokane. Lots of breweries, not all from that area, but a great lineup, including some new breweries, some that you don't hear much about. Plan to see English Shadow Brewing, Hopped Up Brewing, Big Barn Brewing, Ten Pin Brewing, Perry Street Brewing, Badass Brewing, Top Frog Brewing, Iron Goat Brewing, and many, many more. Visit WashingtonBeer.com for more details on this festival. And that, my friends, is the brew news and views this week.
Welcome back to Northwest Brew Talk. If you want to submit news to Northwest Brew Talk, send us an email to nwbrewtalk@gmail.com. Or if you've not yet subscribed to our podcast, why not do it now? It's free, available anywhere you listen to podcasts, including iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher. If you like us, a review or rating would be really appreciated. But make sure to tell your friends about Northwest Brew Talk.
Now, let's talk to In the Shadow Brewing. Right back after that. When did you guys open?
We opened October 2014. Our first keg went to Alfie's Pizza here in town.
Okay, great. And what got you into brewing?
I've been homebrewing for 20 years, and it kept on getting better and better and better. And then as it was getting better, the beer was getting better, I was buying more fittings and buying more pieces and parts and kegs and fridges. And my wife got fed up with me spending so much money out of our account. She goes, "You're done with this homebrew stuff." She wants a return on the investment. So she ponied up the money for me to build this building. And that was the start of In the Shadow Brewing.
Nice. So, 20 years of experience. What kind of beers were you doing?
I was doing all different kinds of beers at that point in time. Nothing dark. I'm not a dark beer person. I'm an amber and down person for the styles of beer I like. But I would just make beers at random, not really pick a direction. I'd find different clone beers online. Worked well with IPAs and pales and some ambers, but I just hit. It's like a dartboard. I could never hit the center of it. Never make the same thing over and over again, exactly the same. So that's where the beers come from.
And what size system do you have here?
This is a 2-barrel system. I only brew on about 2/3 capacity of it due to some other restrictions in the brewing process. Mainly my bright tanks.
Oh, okay. So you said that you have 4 different beers.
Yes, I do.
What are they?
I have a pale, an IPA, red or amber, and I have our seasonal, which may turn into a year-round beer, and it's called HBL, and that's an acronym for Honey Basil Lemon. It's a blonde ale that blends very subtle hints of those elements to make a very enjoyable spring beer. Sitting in the sun, taking a glass down.
Unless you have allergies.
Unless you have allergies, and then, well, that's just the way it is.
So, let's see. Opened October, so you've been open a little over 6 months.
Yeah.
So about how many barrels have you done?
I think we're on track. Right now we've completed about 25 barrels between when we've opened and right now. Maybe more, maybe a little bit less. Wikipedia, amazingly, they have us on there too, and they have us down for 7 barrels as of last year for 2014. So now we're only 6 months into it here. I figure it's about 25 barrels. I can go back through my book and find out exactly, but
yeah. So you mentioned before we started that because of size restriction,
yes,
primarily distribute.
Yes, I self-distribute all of our beers in the 12-ounce bottles to places that don't require UPC codes. A place here in town called Barbecue Bucket, delicious. They buy almost all of our 12-ounce bottles. We do 22-ounce bottles, and they go out to bottle shops. Ale Spike, Brews Almighty, Norm's, Getchell, Growler Fill Station has them there too. So,
okay.
But yeah, we put the kegs out primarily in 1/6 size, but upon request, I can do half barrel as well. Lug those things all around Puget Sound. I've been up all the way from Bellingham, all the way down to Bothell. So, self-distribution, only way to do it. Yeah.
So do you have any regular accounts?
I do. Here in town, they've been really good. The Barbecue Bucket, every week they're ordering 24 12-ounce bottles of particular styles. Albi's Pizza here in town, they're continually going through our kegs. Omega Pizza here in town, they've gone through our stuff too. Norm's, they're all pretty much. I'm not going out further than I can support. Right. I don't want to have to be able to tell an account, sorry, I don't have that style right now. And if you try to get your wings out too far, you're going to end up with that, and that just makes customers mad.
Right. So with, you've got 4, are those the 4 that you always have?
Those are the 4 I have that are going to be, the pale, the IPA, and the red amber are the core 3 I have. That 4th one, the HBL, was going to be our rotational one. But I'm having so many people say that needs to stay as one of my main beers. We might introduce a 5th tap on here to put a stout on or porter.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't have the ability to really do funky, unique beers. A lot of people want standard, straight up. I want an IPA, I want a pale, and I want an amber. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure I get a perfect beer for those 3 standards, and then get something that's out there. Whether it's the honey basil lemon, or it's a pumpkin, or maybe it'll be a blonde for the 100-degree weather. It's middle of summertime.
So with your tasting room here, this is appointment only.
It's kind of by appointment. It's not that you have to call up a week in advance and let me know. Give me an hour's notice, and I'll let you know if I can be here or not, or I'll let you know when I can be here. So it's more, let me know when you want to come by, and I will try to meet your schedule to be here any given day of the week.
Okay. So, because it's a neighborhood, so you don't have a regular set hours.
Yeah.
Now, is this how you're going to stay this size, or you think, depending on how business goes, you might grow down the road?
Yeah, you're always looking for an opportunity to grow. This is a great place to start. If an opportunity opened up for us to have a storefront somewhere at a really reasonable price, we would consider it. Or say another property came available and it had the perfect outbuilding like what I have here, we would consider that as well. So we're not firmly stuck to this one place, but we're just trying to keep our options open. And right now it works for us.
Right.
We're trying to stick with the family first thing, and that's what we're trying to promote to everyone.
Right. So, any styles that you'd like to pursue down the road?
Like I said, for winter, I'm going to be putting it's probably going to be a porter on tap, and I want to try to do a blonde, a straight up blonde, not with any adjuncts in it like my HBL.
What kind of beers did you like before you started brewing?
Before I started brewing, was that professionally or was that as a home brewer?
as a home brewer?
As a home brewer, I was early 20s. Unfortunately, I gotta say it was Ice House and Miller Genuine Draft, and yeah, it was Bud Light. And but then I had a roommate move in, and he homebrewed, and at that point, it changed from drinking those mass-produced yellow fizzy water stuff to something that has substance and flavor and aroma. And just you can make anything as a home brewer. For the first 15 years, I did all extract brewing, and it was good. It was good beer. Then we moved out here, and I switched to all grain. And at that point, the diversification of the ability to fine-tune any beer you wanted really got me. And it started off with Ice House, Miller Genuine Draft, and Bud Light, and
but
this is yellow water.
Just getting that, like you said, the smell and taste of that homebrew.
And knowing you made it.
Yeah.
This is, you made this, you're drinking it. The world, you don't care what they think about it, because it's some type of, self-fulfilling there, where it's like, I get to make this and I get to drink it. And it's cheaper than buying that crap beer.
So, let's see. Been open for a year now. Going back to, not quite a year, but going back to, as a home brewer, did you ever enter any of your beers into competitions?
Yeah, I entered a few over the last, the 2 years prior to opening up. I took a medal for third place up in Bellingham. I was part of the Gebel IPA Challenge. I lost to Jim Weissenweaver, who has now opened his own brewery. I entered into the county fair here and got some lovely medals and awards for that. Did I take Best of Show anywhere? No. But you enter these competitions, and you're reading more of the comments of what to do and how to make it better than winning any of the prestigious awards. Because the comments tell you what you need to do to make your beer better.
Why don't we try another beer?
Try another beer.
Yeah.
Well, you just tried the pale. We'll give you that honey basil lemon.
Yeah, let's try that.
That everyone's enjoying at the moment.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Even from 2 feet away here, I can smell the basil just coming off that beer.
Yeah, that's good. So, other than I guess the size of your operation here, what would be the biggest obstacle that you've had?
Wanting to be known and remaining small. That's probably the biggest challenge. We want our name out there. We want people to know, hey, there's a brewery down the road, come by and get a growler. But at the same time, we want to maintain the secludedness of a family home, which the brewery is located on, and a gravel drive. And so that's the biggest challenge for us, is wanting to get our beers out there and be known, but remain private at the same time. And so we struggle with that. Because I could go out there and be on Twitter all the time, and be on Instagram and Facebook, and I could go to every single festival and put my name out there and do brewers nights everywhere I want, go around. But a lot of that takes me away from my kids and my family, which is more important to me than the brewery. So it's not the quantity, it's not the size limitations of my bright tanks, my fermenters, the refrigeration. It's the struggle between going full force on this passion of making beer, but remaining a family man.
It's a good thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so basically this really is just an overgrown home brewing system for you that you now can sell to other people.
Exactly. It is that. And I tell all the other brewers like that. My friend Frank, who owns Snowtown, he has something very similar. Right now he's still using kegs to make this beer. He bought White Wall's older system, a little two-barrel system.
Right.
And until you get into the electronics and the full plumbing and some lab work, I consider all small microbreweries to be just, they're home brewer systems, but just on steroids. And you have paid the price of going through the TTB, the Liquor Control Board, and your local municipality. So And you get a lot of respect for that from a lot of the homebrew community too, because they know they're the ones that are supporting you.
Right.
They're the ones that come by and get your beer.
Were you in a club?
I am. I still am, and I refuse to leave the club because they've been some of my biggest supporters. I've told them over the last couple of years that I'm starting this brewery. You guys are my guinea pigs for my recipes that I'm putting together. And I still include them in different challenges here at the brewery. I'm going to have them do a porter recipe challenge, because I said earlier, I'm not a dark beer person. I've never made a porter or stout. And so I put my home brew club to 15 getting 15 different beers. Then we're going to have 2 official BJCP certified judges do the tasting and pick the best beer out of that lineup. Not necessarily the style, but just the best beer. And then my wife and I will take a look at it, see and taste it, and see if we want to go with it. But again, it's going back out and engaging in the homebrew club scene, because they're the people that spread the word. They're the people who know.
Right.
So.
And like you said, they are a lot of your customers.
They are. Yeah. We have a lot of good loyal people. Most of my club is up in the Bryant, Smoky Point, Arlington area. So for them to get down this far, it's a little bit. But they still come out here, and we host some of the homebrew club meetings out here as well, which it's fabulous. I enjoy it. I got the space, I got the room, and we just set the tables out here on the grass.
Oh, nice. This obviously is different beer, a little different than most people are doing.
Right.
So what do you think sets your beers apart?
What sets my beers apart from others? Well, I can't say, since I'm trying to do 3 straight up beers, pale, IPA, and red, or an amber. How do you want to put that? I'm not doing it for financial reasons. I'm not doing it just to make money. That's just the bonus of wanting to create good quality craft beers that people can appreciate. There's some really big names out there that wherever you go, these 3 or 4 taps are everywhere you go. And I just want to be able to hold my own against them. I use good quality hops. We try to maintain as local ingredients as we can. The honey basil lemon that you're enjoying right now, the honey is sourced 2 blocks from here up the road at a place called Timberline Honey, I think. And so the honey is, the bees are probably here on my property that are bringing the honey back to the hive, and I'm putting it in the beer here. The grains, I select Washington Select grains for my 2-row. So I know they're coming from Washington. The hops that come from Yakima. For the most part, I do use a Galaxy in my IPA, and that comes from Australia. And so, what sets mine apart? I know so many good brewers, and they all make stellar beers. At Large, Snowtown, Middleton's, Lazy Boy, Skookum, Scuttlebutt, Diamond Knot. They all started off somewhere, small like me, but they all make stellar beers, and I just want to be on par with them.
That's fair. This is
the IPA.
IPA.
I use a lot of the Galaxy hops out of Australia, which give it a unique hop profile that I've had people question me on it because it's not something they normally had. It's a very different finish hop, but it's not really available. You can buy it, but it's hard to get.
Right. It's not as bitter.
Right. My IPA, I'm not looking for a punchy in the face type beer. I'm putting for good flavor, with a little bit more maltiness than is normally found here on the West Coast. I've had some people equate my IPA to an English IPA, even though I use a U.S. West Coast ale yeast. I think that's just because of the unique hop profile and the maltiness that is put into it.
Yeah, definitely. It's not what a West Coast IPA.
All right, thanks to Cole from In the Shadow for joining us today. We'll be right back after a local music break from Cathedral Pearls.
That was Millennial from Cathedral Pearls. You can check them out at cathedralpearls.bandcamp.com. If you want to have your music played on Northwest Brew Talk, contact us today. And now, let's try another beer. This time we have Homo Erectus by Walking Man Brewing.
Okay. Walking Man was started in 1999 and is located in Stevenson, Washington. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, so you can go taste their beer. Wow, this bottle top, there we go, did not want to open.
And the Homo Erectus Imperial IPA from Walking Man Brewing is 9% ABV, ouch, and 90 IBUs, and has an untapped rating of 3.8. Brewed in celebration of being erect for 2 million years, this Imperial IPA doesn't mess around. Huge, piney, resinous hop flavors, and huge malt backbone. Also available in 22-ounce bottles to go.
And that's what we have. Yep, this is lots of alcohol in this one and lots of bitterness.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the bitterness, but it's that's quite a flavor.
Yeah, it definitely hits you right in the face.
Oh, yes, it does.
It's an Imperial IPA. I mean, it's definitely not a straight IPA. Yep. We have been erect for 2 million years, and that's what we get.
I want you to give me fresh beer. You serious?
Welcome to Fresh Beer. This week's Fresh Beer is from Fremont Brewing in Seattle. Named by Men's Journal as one of the 101 best beers in America, we have Cowiche Canyon Fresh Hop Ale. It is one of the fresh hop beers where fresh hops must go into the kettle within 24 hours of harvest, creating interesting and unique beers. Fremont releases this once a year. It is 6% ABV.
Oh, and that is so fresh. All right, and that brings us to the end of this episode of Northwest Brew Talk.
Make sure you tune in next week when we chat with Birchman Brewing.
This show is produced and edited by me, and there's a lot of that going on lately, with engineering help from Michelle Rizzo.
If you want to contact us, you can email us at nwbrewtalk@gmail.com or give us a call at 541-595-TALK.
All right, until next time, I'm Mike Rizzo.
And I'm Michelle Rizzo.
Stay hopping, my friends.